Hello everyone, this is Sudhir Kumar Dwivedi, Assistant Professor of Law from Zemtech School of Law, Greater Noida. The topic for today's lecture is primary and secondary evidence under the subject Law of Evidence. Primary evidence. Section 62 and Section 3 of the Indian Evidence Act deals with the primary evidence and secondary evidence, respectively. Primary evidence is differ from secondary evidence. Primary evidence, most commonly called as best evidence because it is actual item and not copy of the original one like secondary evidence. So before going to see the detail of the concept of the primary and secondary evidence, first of all we need to know about the documentary evidence. Section 61 of the Indian Evidence Act provides that the contents of the document may be proved either by primary evidence or by secondary evidence. So the word we know document has been defined in section 3 of the Indian Evidence Act, and document means any matter expressed or described upon any substance by means of letters, figure or marks, or by more than one of those means intended to be used or which may be used for the purpose of recording the matter. The subject of documentary evidence can be for the purpose of reading, may be divided into three parts. The first part, how the contents of a document are to be proved, that is given from section 61 to section 66. And the second part, how the document is to be proved to be genuine, that is given from section 67 to 90. And part 3, how far and in what cases the oral evidence is excluded by documentary evidence, is given from section 91 to 109. Here we will first of all will discuss the primary evidence. So we come to know that section 62 provides that primary evidence mean a document itself produced for the inspection of the court. And explanation 1 attached with the section 62 laid down that where a document is executed in several parts, each part is primary evidence of the document, and where a document is executed in counterpart, each counterpart being executed by one or some of the parties only, each counterpart is primary evidence as against the parties executing it. Explanation 2 provides that where a number of documents are all made by one uniform process, as in the case of printing, photography, each primary evidence of the contents of the rest, but where they are all copies of the common original, they are not primary evidence of the contents of the original. Illustration 1 is that a person is shown to have in possession of a number of placards, all printed in one time from one original. Any one of the placard is primary evidence of the contents of any other, but no one of them is primary evidence of the contents of the original. Primary evidence, so we can understand like primary evidence means the original document itself produced for the inspection of the court, and where a judgment originally written in English and was translated into Urdu and the judge signed the translation, it was held that it was a primary evidence of its contents. And the explanation which is attached, that the first explanation of the section refers to what are known as duplicate, triplicate, or like the original. Sometimes it is convenient that each party to the transaction should have a complete document in his possession. To fulfill this purpose, the document is written as many times as there are parties, and each document is signed by all the parties and all them are original. So primary evidence is that which is called as the best evidence, or that kind of proof which under the possible circumstances affords the greatest certainty of the fact in question, and it is illustrated by the case of a written document, the instrument itself being always regarded as a primary or best possible evidence of the existence of the contents. So the primary evidence means the document itself produced for the inspection of the court. Now examples of primary evidence. Here are few examples of primary evidence. Like manuscripts, it may be either typed or handwritten. It can be single note or lengthy book, but original did not copy it from another document. It includes books such as biographies, not an autobiography, personal papers, memories, autobiographies, correspondence, diaries, letters, artificial collection, etc. Archive may be either personal document or institutional. So now let's see secondary evidence. Secondary evidence is the document which is not original document, but those documents which are mentioned in section 63. Section 63 provides that secondary evidence meaning, and it includes certified copies given under the provisions hereinafter contained, copies made from the original by mechanical process, and which in themselves ensure the accuracy of the copies compared with such copies, copies made from or compared with the original, counterparts of the document as against the parties who did not execute them, oral accounts of the contents of the document given by some person who has himself seen it. Let's see some illustration. Illustration A provides that a photograph of an original is secondary evidence of its contents, though the two have not been compared if it is proved that the thing photographed was original. A copy compared with a copy of letter made by copying machine is secondary evidence of the contents of the letter if it is shown that the copy made by the copying machine was made from the original. A copy transcribed from a copy but afterwards compared with the original is secondary evidence, but the copy not so compared is not secondary evidence of the original, although the copy from which it was transcribed was compared with the original. And when secondary evidence is admissible, it is important. Secondary evidence is admissible. Secondary evidence is a document which is not original document, but those documents which are mentioned in section 63. And secondary evidence is not best evidence, but is evidence of secondary nature, and it is submitted in exceptional circumstances mentioned in section 65 of the Indian Evidence Act. Section 65 provides cases in which the secondary evidence relating to the document may be given. Secondary evidence may be given to the existence of and condition of the or contents of a document in the following cases. Number 1, when the original is shown or appears to be in the possession or power of the person against whom the document is sought to be proved, or of any person out of reach are not subject to the process of the court, or of any person legally bound to produce it, and when after the notice mentioned in section 66 the such person does not produce it. or when the existence, condition, or contents of original have been proved to be admitted in writing by the person against whom it is proved or by his representative in interest, and when the original has been destroyed or lost, or when the party offering the evidence of its contents cannot for any other reason not arising from his own default or neglect produce it in a reasonable time, and when the original is of such a nature as not to be easily movable, and when the original is a public document within the meaning of section 74, and when the original is a document of which a certified copy is permitted by this act or by any other law in force in India to be given in evidence, and when the original consists of numerous accounts or other documents which cannot be conveniently be examined in court, and the fact is to be proved is general result of the whole collection. So in clause A, C, D, any secondary evidence of the contents of the document is admissible, and in case of B, the written admission is admissible, and in example E or F, a certified copy of the document but not other kind of secondary evidence is admissible, and in case of G, evidence may be given as to the general result of documents by any person who has examined them and who is skilled in the examination of such document. Now primary evidence is different from the secondary evidence. We know that the primary evidence is the best evidence in judicial proceeding because that the original documents are and not the copy of the original document like secondary evidence. Let's see some difference between the primary evidence and secondary evidence. The primary evidence is original document which is presented to the court for its inspection, and the secondary evidence is the document which is not original document but those documents which are mentioned in section 623. The primary evidence is the main source of evidence while the secondary evidence is alternative source of the evidence. The primary evidence is the best evidence while the secondary evidence is not the best evidence but is evidence of secondary nature and is admitted in exceptional circumstances mentioned in section 65. Primary evidence is it is general rule that primary evidence should be given, and it is secondary evidence should be given in exceptional cases. Primary evidence itself is admissible, secondary evidence is admissible in the absence of primary evidence. Again, primary evidence, no notice is required before giving the primary evidence, while notice is required in general while before giving the secondary evidence. The value of primary evidence is highest and the value of the secondary evidence is not that of as of primary evidence. That's all about the concept of the primary evidence. What is primary evidence, what is secondary evidence, when the secondary evidence is allowed, and what is the difference between primary and secondary evidence. Thank you.